Hello everybody, Osak here, joining you on October the 8th, 2025 from San Antonio. And as you know by the title, I'm going to be reviewing the Star Model 30M. And this particular model that I'm going to be showing you today and talking about is actually marked Guardia Civil, GC, and which means it's basically the military police issued version, or just a copy that was issued to the military police in Spain. And also the other thing about my model is that it's a 1983 production, at least it's marked 83, so I'm assuming that that is the production model. So this is the pistol right here, okay, and as you can see, it is a full-size 9mm. Okay, and this is one of the first. Let me go ahead and clear it for you, so you can see it's clear. Nothing in the chamber, nothing there, nothing in the mags. Mags are empty. And so this is really a cool pistol. I just recently got this from a wholesaler, and a wholesaler that rhymes with Vlasic. So you can figure it out. And the price was just under $340 before the shipping, and of course transfer fees. And so this is really a cool pistol. And so before I go any further, let me read a little bit of history. And I'm actually taking this, giving credit here where credit's due, from the Truth About Guns channel. And this is a gun review from March 23rd, 2011, written by Benjamin T. Schatzberger. So that's whose history information this is right here. And basically, it says the Mod 30 was an improvement over the Model 28. That gun was famous for failing the first of the early 1980s JSAAP competition stages for guns aspiring to become the new U.S. Armed Service standard issue pistol. So although Star outperformed both Ruger and Smith & Wesson entries, embarrassing, the military, I added the embarrassing, the military brass eventually awarded the Beretta 92 the contract, of course, but before the 28, Star had never manufactured a pistol of an in-house design. Up until that point, derivations of John Browning's 1911 had put bread on their table. Okay. Now, the Star Model 30M is the military variant of the Star Model 30. It's an all-steel, long-barrel, full-size package. The company produced the Star 30M from 1983 to 1984. Elements of the Spanish military, as well as the Guardia Civil, issued the weapon. So, and again, the model I'm going to show you here was one issued to Guardia Civil. At least that's what it's marked. And that in the late 1990s, Spain's police and military organizations shifted away from the Star. The doors closed on Star Firearms, so it's out of business, the manufacturer. And the company went belly up in 1997. In keeping with the if it ain't broke philosophy, the Spanish Navy still issues the Model 30 series for force protection duties. That's like shore leave, the shore leave officers that go out with the sailors, like military police. Star's major innovation with the Model 28 and subsequent models, like the Model 30, was the incorporation of a totally toolless disassembly. I'm not talking field stripping, I mean everything. Okay, so the pistol can entirely be taken to pieces using only the slide stop, and firing pin as punches. The only screws are found on the adjustable sights and magazine release. So that's kind of the quick history of it. The pistol itself is very heavy. It's actually a little over 2.5 pounds empty with the magazine inserted. Okay, it does hold 15 rounds in the magazine, so 15 plus 1, 16 round total capacity. It is, as you can see here, the slide actually rides on the inside of the frame, kind of like a SIG or a, of course, the CZ use the same design. And so this is kind of a cross between a CZ and a SIG as far as the design features on it. But it has some unique features as well. As you can see here, it has an external extractor, which is cool, and does also have adjustable sights. This one has orange dots in the back and a white stripe in the front, which are a little dirty. I need to freshen that up. I've cleaned them, but they're still kind of dull. Actually gave me a little trouble at the range seeing against a black target. It was a little hard to see the sights. And also, it has hard rubber grips, and of course the standard, mag ejection is right here, located in a standard place. The trigger guard's pretty spacious. This is a double action, single action design, which was common at the time. So I've actually got the safety on, and this is a safety that has a cool feature to it. I'm going to show you here. But you can fire this in double action for the first shot. Boom! That's going to push the slide back, of course, and then resets right there. I mean, just reset is just immediate, and then you have a single action trigger, which feels about 3 or 4 pounds, maybe at the most. Now the double action is quite heavy, feels about like I'd say 14 pounds. It's pretty considerable, and so it's pretty cool. It's made for military, and I said, like I said, law enforcement use. Now the cool thing about the safety is that when it's on, it actually retracts the back of the firing pin into the frame, so that if you dry fire this when the safety's on, which you can do, it actually will not strike the firing pin and damage it, which is quite nice. Now, the safety being on, it's also ambidextrous, if you may have noticed. Got the safety on both sides of the frame. If I take the safety off while the weapon is cocked, nothing happens. It's not a decocker. Okay. The only thing that does happen, of course, is it gets out of the way of the firing pin and lets the firing pin protrude slightly. You might be able to see that from the back of the slide. So if I go ahead and push that down, see if you can see that. I don't know if it'll show up. It's a little hard to see, but it actually sucks the firing pin into the frame a little bit. Okay, of course it has a standard, rather beefy slide release. And of course this is part of the takedown procedure as well. And and again, I think I mentioned the rear sights are windage adjustable. You can see the screw right there to achieve that. Okay. The magazines themselves are steel. You get 2 of these, which is nice. And they have an aluminum follower, so very durable. And my 2 magazines are unmarked. Some of them do have serial numbers and are matched to the pistol. At least one of them, from what I understand, is marked. It does have the witness marks, so you can see how many rounds are in it. Now, of course, this is chambered in 9mm Luger, or 9x19, or 9mm Parabellum. Okay, and so I'm sure that they intended it for 9mm NATO, because of course Spain was part of NATO at that point in time. So this was designed specifically for the NATO rounds, I'm sure, which are slightly plus P. And this is the ammo that I used at the range. And I'll be putting up a short video of that in just a little bit to show you kind of what that looks like. And so we're keeping it short because it's not that great of a video. I need to work on my range videos. You'll see what I mean when I get to that. Also, just to show you how it comes in a gray box, or some of them are in like a yellow cast clear plastic box. But they do come in a nice case, as a case. Now this one here, I want to note that you'll notice that this has all been rubbed off up here. So I don't know if that had star on it, or Yeah, it did. S, I can see the T. Stara? I don't know. It said something. Something. Something RA. TRA. Astra? Maybe. And but for some reason it looks like it, I don't know if they were using that for working on the pistol or something, but it's all scratched off. But other than that, the case is in good shape. It does come with that's the hang tag. It does have a cleaning rod. It does have a used mop and brush and bore brush, and it, of course they stick one of these nice gizmos in here that nobody uses. Okay, well I guess you do if you have kids. So anyway, and the zip tie was in it as kind of a bore flag to, I guess, had it locked up that way. Okay, so that's how it comes packed, and again, it has 2 magazines. So, which is nice to get an extra mag. I've looked around. I haven't really found these, although I understand the fifth Smith & Wesson 590 series will work if you disable uh, mag mag lock. In other words, this will not fire when there's no magazines inserted. So, which I don't really care for that, but since this is not something that I'm going to be carrying around for self protection, I'm not too worried about that. But apparently you can disable that if you want to. And I'm not going to show you how to do that. I don't know exactly how to do it. I don't think it would be that tough. But if you do that, then it'll accept Smith & Wesson 590 series magazines, or 59 series, I should say, magazines. Or so I'm told, or so I understand. As far as breakdown is concerned, it's very simple. I'm not going to go 100% and do it. There's witness marks on this side. You'll see those two. You push the slide back until they line up like that. And then you push the slide lock out. Oh, and you got to take the magazine out, which is always a wise point. So if I line those two witness marks up, I can push the slide stop out. If I pull that all the way out, it'll release the linkage, and it's very 1911ish. Okay, from that point, the linkage is a little different. It doesn't have a link. I'm sorry, it's linkless. But it's kind of a modified thing. All right, I'll show you. Well, I would rather not, because it does take some jiggling to get this thing back together, and I don't want to sit here and do that on the vid. There are other vids to show you if you want to look and see how to take them down. It's not hard, and again, as noted when I was talking earlier, you can take the entire thing down without any tools, which is very cool. All right, so all right, now the other thing that I wanted to mention is, yeah, the range vid. So I'm going to put the range vid up right now next to me. And so I want to get that going on my phone so I can kind of synchronize a little bit. All right, so you can see I'm at an indoor range here, and I'm showing you the pistol. And like I said, not that great. You can't really see the pistol as I'm shooting it, other than the muzzle blast and the target. The target is hung at 10 yards. It looks probably longer, farther away than that, but it's just 10 yards. And that was I think that was the first time I actually shot it, actually. And I just had my phone kind of propped on my range bag when I was shooting. So I'm going to bring next time I go, I'm going to go during the week when it's not busy again, and, use a tripod, and then I'll be able to get a better shots for you with that. But, so I put through, actually I think that was the second of 2 magazines that I was showing there. And so you'll actually see, if you count all the holes, if you take the time to do that, you'll see there's actually 32 holes in the target, which is coming up now. And that's because I shot a couple extra rounds that were in the box. That's all. So I shot 2 mags, 15 round mags, and then I just single fed two of them. So very easy to shoot. It's very soft shooting, and I'll throw a couple pictures up as well, just to kind of show the pistol, at the range, and then also a slow fire target of 1 magazine at 10 yards. As I shot it, I was getting better and better. It's like with any gun, you get used to it. As you start getting used to the trigger and the sights and everything, you tend to tighten the groups up. But it was very easy to shoot, very soft on the recoil. because the thing weighs a ton. If I didn't mention, it weighs like 2.5 pounds with an empty mag. So it's a chunk. It's all steel. And so it's, being one of the first Wonder 9s, high capacity 9 millimeters, that's basically, what you get with that. But all right, so that's what I got on it. I just wanted to give you a quick review. I really do like it. I'm glad I got it. It was flawless with the full metal jacket ammo that I shot with it. I didn't try hollow points. And again, it would make a great house gun. I would definitely check it out with defensive ammo before I used it for that purpose, or truck gun as well. And at the price point, it's really not that bad. And again, for the quality that you get, it's a great deal. But I got it myself because of the historical value, I guess, and the interest, and it's just something cool. And it's kind of a design change type thing, that I think is neat. So again, there you go. That's the Star Model 30M. And they did have other iterations of this, by the way. This is the all-steel model. They had other, I can't remember the designations, MS, things like that. They had one that has a aluminum frame that's, of course, lighter. And then they had one with an abbreviated, size, a little bit more compact. So, but these were released, I believe, sometime in the early 2000s. And because the box I have is actually labeled 2003 into 2005, and so it looks like that's when they actually were released into the wild, so to speak, to be imported. So glad they were. I would recommend these if you're interested in this kind of a firearm, the historical value or just even the practical value of it. You want maybe an all steel, shooting implement with adjustable sights. It's just a cool, and as you can see, it almost looks a little bit like a high power with that hammer like that as well. But anyway, it's a very cool gun. I didn't notice note the fact that it does have these serrations on the front and back. I don't think I had mentioned that, as well as the front of the handguard. So yeah. But okay, folks, that's it. That's all I got for you on this. Very cool. And thanks for watching. As always, if you like it, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe, okay, if you want to be notified of future videos. Thanks so much.